What's up, guys? It's your girl Kizzy, aka Enlightened Intuitive, aka God's favorite lesbian fairy, back with you here for another video. As usual, for this library series, we're going to go ahead and get into our excerpt from the Book of Light, and then we'll get into today's topic. So go ahead and take a deep breath in with me. In and out. I love a nice, good, deep breath. So today's excerpt from the Book of Light is knowing you have nothing. You have nothing. Nothing in matter is yours. Nothing at all. You have no father or mother. They are simply souls who accompany you on this journey. They descended with you to share, not to possess. You have no children, you have no family, no friends. They are all souls who gather in the clouds so that they may incarnate together with one purpose and in one direction. They do not belong to you. They never will. Nor do you belong to them. Never ever. Think about how liberating it is not to possess anything or anyone. Think about how simple life becomes. To see objects and people as being autonomous, free from your energy, free from your overbearing attachment. Ask yourself, if I do not love anything and nothing belongs to me, what is all this that surrounds me? Who do these things belong to? Whom do these people belong to? The answer? They belong to life. Life bequeathed. Life bequeathed. I've never seen that word before. Life bequeathed them to you during your brief passage on earth. They are a gift from heaven, something to take pleasure in, to make the most of, to enjoy, to share, and above all, to learn from and let go of. Ooh. Always remember what I have told you. I love you regardless of where you are in physical life. And on the day you understand that nothing belongs to you and life gives you everything, you will finally begin to feel gratitude. You will feel grateful for all that surrounds you, grateful for the gifts that life gives you, grateful for realizing that all this has logic, grateful for your awareness. And when you experience a feeling of gratitude that is so intense that it almost makes your heart burst open, ascend. Come up here. Gratitude is the most fulfilling way of reaching me. Spirit, God, the universe, whatever you believe in. In the comments, go ahead and give something that you're grateful for today, right now in this moment. Today, right now in this moment, I am grateful for my past. Because I think without my past, I know that without my past, I would not be the person I am today. I would not have been able to evolve into the person I am today. I would not have the opportunity to evolve into the person I am today. I think when healing the past and being in such close proximity to it, it can be hard to see it in that light, right? In the light of this actually worked for me and not against me. But through my journey and in this now moment, I want to give gratitude to my past. Past versions of me, past people, past experiences, past situations. Because I needed them to become me. And that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. Amen. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's topic, guys. Today's topic is trusting the process and enjoying the journey, because I know, like, so many of us have a hard time trusting the process and and then I was gonna say enjoying and embracing at the same time. Enjoy bracing the energy. I mean, the energy. What? The journey. What the heck? Okay. The energy is clearly energying. Okay. Amen. A motherfucking man. Okay. Anyways, so the journey is a process, a series of up and downs, right? It's like the process of a roller coaster. So when you're on a roller coaster, Obviously, it goes through its own process, right? It has its own progress of going, right? You go up slowly, and then you reach the top and you stop. You get a look at the view, and then you go down and around and upside down and da da da, da whatever way it's going to take you, right? But it is a process of up and downs, is it not? And when you're on the roller coaster, are you like, oh my God, I want to get off the roller coaster? Oh my God, this needs to hurry up. Oh my God. Da, da, da. No, right? Because you're enjoying the ride. You're along for the ride. You got in line, you signed up for it, right? You took the direction, you made the choice. I'm going to get on this ride. This obviously doesn't apply if you did not decide to get on the ride and you were forced and you did whatever. You know, those situations at amusement parks where it's like, oh, come on, get on the ride. And then you're like, no, I don't. And then you get on the ride and you're fucking in torture. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when you're actually choosing to go on the adventure, to go on the journey that the roller coaster has prepared for you, right? Because you see it, you don't know how it feels, you don't know what it all comes with, but it looks like it'll be good for you, right? It looks like it'll be fun. It's enticing, it's intriguing. That's like the process, right? The process is very up and down, like a roller coaster. And it's sort of already pre planned. You just have to make the decision, right, to go the path. So, like, you had to make the decision to get on a roller coaster, right? And then you got on it and it was already, made. That's almost basically like the journey. The journey is light and dark. And, it's never going to be just one. And this is important to understand. The roller coaster has highs and lows. There may be points of which on the roller coaster you feel calmer than others, right? Lighter than others. But at the same time, it's all the same ride. And so it's like the journey of life is always going to be light and dark. You're always going to have highs and lows, pros and cons, negatives and positives, goods and bads, right? These labels of things that we say and put onto things. And it's important to understand this because you have to make peace, find contentment, find okayness, right? In the up and downs, in the good and bads, because life is always going to be an ebb and flow. You'll never be high and not be low. You'll never be low and never go back high, right? And sometimes, in some cases, you also feel both at the same time, right? Like happy and sad, grateful and unsatisfied, right? Excited and afraid, right? And so you can also feel a magnitude of things at the same time, but mostly in general, life is going to be full of light and dark, up and downs, highs and lows. And so, with this inevitable process and progress of life being in light and dark, highs and lows, up and downs, it is important to try to learn and feed into the idea of surrender, right? Letting go of control. Because I think we've been conditioned to think that we have control over every single thing in life. We don't, right? We don't. There are certain things that we can control, but if the path is meant to path, life is going to life. You know what I mean? And so it's like you're not going to be prepared for every single thing, especially when you're on a new journey, right? Where you're going in new directions, trying different things. You're not going to know everything. You're not going to know what decisions to make at every right moment, every right time, right? You're not going to always know how to combat things right away, right? And so it's important to surrender to the journey, right? Surrender to your life, the direction that it's taking you in, even if you may not necessarily understand it or be readily open to it because it's new, it's different, whatever it is for you. The journey and embracing the journey, right, requires a level of surrender. And everyone's process and journey will look different, but everyone is always experiencing the basic state of life, which is duality, which is light and dark, which is ups and downs, highs and lows. There's no person in the world that is always happy, that is always sad, that is always up, that is always down, that is always, no, we're all always experiencing up and downs. Now, of course, there are cases where the ups may last longer than the downs, and then the downs may last longer than the ups, right? You may be in a down period for a while, and then you may be in an up period. But even then, when you're in a down period, there are still highlights in there that are good moments, right? Happy moments, or moments of, wow, like this is peaceful, even if it's just going outside, right? Having tea, meditating, the small things. And so this brings us into the idea of comparison, right? I think a lot of us can't embrace our journeys and trust our processes because we're so busy comparing, right? But when we realize and think about, there's nothing to compare, right? There's nothing to compare because everybody's process, everybody's life is different, right? In my current situation, I may have different resources than you, right? I'm a different person than you. I move differently, think differently than you, right? I have access to different things, or maybe the same things, but in different ways, right? At different times. And so on your process, in your journey, there is everything matters, basically, right? And so your journey is tailored to who you are, not to life, to who you are. So that's why each person has their own journey, their own time. And that's why it's also like, social media, right? You'll see people happy and living their life. That doesn't mean they're always happy. That doesn't mean they don't go through cons, right? Down times. Maybe they don't show those as often. Maybe you don't see those as often. But again, the basis of life is duality, which is light and dark, up and down. So we're all going to experience that. So comparison is a thief of joy because it's like it'll make you think, oh, that person's only experiencing this. I want to only experience this. But that's not true, right? Because again, duality. It's really about learning to embrace the duality of life, right? And like I said, finding peace in the ups and downs, being okay with the highs, being okay in the lows, right? And understanding and realizing and recognizing how you're responding to these moments of your life, right? How do you respond to the high moments? Do you let yourself bask in them, or are you waiting for the next down moment? How do you respond to the down moments? Are you waiting for the next high moment, or are you sulking in the down moment? Right? Or are you leveling out, right? And saying, okay, I was just in a high, so now I'm in a low. It's okay to be low, right? It's okay to feel emotional. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to not be where you want to be, right? It's like enjoying the season you're in, right? Embracing where you are, being present with where you are. Because as soon as you get to where you want to be, and I was thinking about this last night, as soon as yesterday, last night, yesterday, whatever, as soon as you get to where you want to be, you're going to be like, wow, I'm finally here. And you're going to look back at the journey and realize, wow, I'm not there anymore. And then when you get busy and you're in your new era and your new life, you're going to be like, damn, I wish I was back there still having tea in the backyard, just relaxing. Now I'm in, and it's like, it's different, right? But at the same time, it's like, that's why it's important to be grateful of where you are, right? And find peace in where you are, the ups and downs of where you are. And so, it's also important to pay attention to how certain things lead to other things in your life, right? Divine order. There is a divine order to life. Certain things have to happen before certain other things can take place for you. For example, manifesting, right? Let's say that you want a new car, but if the version of you that you are now got the new car, they would not be able to sustain it. So the version of you still has to take certain steps, meet certain people, have certain conversations, experience certain situations that'll make that version of you stronger and more capable and more equipped, right, to handle this new car, to handle what'll come with this new car, the new responsibility, right, the new power that'll come with this new car. So you haven't received the new car or the new thing or whatever it is yet, not because you're not enough, right? Not because there's something wrong with you, but because there is divine order at play, right? There is divine timing at play. And so it's like, even, you have to have certain conversations before you get to a certain level, right? It's like somebody has to, like, for example, I was on TikTok and I saw somebody's post and he was talking about being open to being embracing where you are and being open to being there or something like that. And I was like, damn, that hits for me, but I didn't like it. Right. So I kept scrolling and then I went back and I was like, you know what? Let me like it. Because I actually like it. Like, let me just like it. And I just moved on. But when I liked it, the person ended up coming to my DMs and reaching out to me about furthering my journey and guiding me on my journey and helping me get organized, right, and plan and really discover what it is I'm going after. And so it's like, I needed, right, to go on TikTok, to see it, to not like it, then to go back and like it, and then have him enter my DMs in order for things to happen, right? In order for me to go up, in order for me to continue on my direction. Had I not went back and liked it, well, I wouldn't have never encountered that person who would have then been able to help me. You know what I mean? And so it's like you have to there is things that need to happen like a domino effect, right? And so sometimes, again, you have to release control and release the idea of, oh, it's going to happen this way and da da da. It may not happen that way. Most likely, it's not going to happen that way, right? It might happen in a way you never even considered. And that's the beauty of the journey, right? That's the beauty of the process. That's the beauty of the unknown. It's exciting, it's surprising, it's invigorating. It's all leading you and helping you to succeed in what you really want to be and to who and where you really want to go and what you really want your life to look like, right? And a lot of times we may not be exactly sure of that, but the divine, God, spirit, the universe, they know, right? Before you even know, they know, right? And so even when it looks like they're leading you further away, they're leading you backwards, they're not, right? The path and the process is messy and chaotic and uh, uneven and non-linear. Thank you, spirit. The path can be grateful for that, right? Because these divine detours, these divine redirections are helping you, right? Again, it's like people in your life. You thought they would be forever, suddenly they're not. That is God helping you, right? You think God's hindering you, God's actually saving you, right? And so it's like, even though it may not look how you want it to look, be open to gratitude for what it is, right? And how it is working out for you. Because at the end of the day, it always is, even if it doesn't look or feel like it, even in the midst of chaos, pain, suffering. It is helping you reach that level of success that you want to be at. Diamonds are made in pressure, under pressure. Okay. And a lot of times in life, it takes that pressure to get people moving. I also noticed that the process can change at any time, right? The direction, like I said, divine redirections, things can change at any time. So you don't want to get too attached to things working out in a certain way. You also don't want to get too attached to going about things in a certain direction. And I am definitely one that does that, right? Because I'm a fixed fire sign, right? So when I have my eyes on the prize, I'm like, I'm going this way, it's coming this way, da 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 da. But the gates are going to open, right? And that's okay. Don't demonize course correcting. Don't pity yourself or punish yourself for having to alter your direction, alter your path, alter how you go about things. That is all part of the journey and the process. You're consistently needing to release your idea of the timing and the order of things and embracing and needing to embrace rather the flow of life, right? Because again, you may not always be in control. You may not always know what's next, but what's next is going to be for you. And so it's really about opening up and leaning in to that, right? Versus resisting that. And if you are resisting that, well, why? Right? Why are you resisting that? I'm resisting that because I'm scared. Why are you scared? Well, when I don't know things, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Why does it make you feel uncomfortable to not know things? Oh, well, when I don't know things and it makes me uncomfortable, it's because I feel out of control. Well, what happens if you're out of control? Well, if I'm out of control, then things are going to fail. Well, if things fail, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like you have to go down the line and sort of figure out what your resistance to being in the flow, right, and being open to the process and the journey of life is. You're, you're always learning and you're always going to be imperfect, and that's a definite, right, in life. We're always going to be learning forever forward. There's never a moment where we're going to stop learning. And so that's a perk of trusting the process and embracing the journey. Everybody in every walk and way of life is always going to be learning, is always going to be um imperfect, right? And so it's like, again, comparison. You look at people and you think they have it perfect. You think they know this or that. That's not necessarily the truth, right? Because we're all imperfect and we're all always still learning. And so, change is uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable is how you grow, right? Opening up is how you grow. It may be uncomfortable because it's easier to be shut off, right? To put up barriers, to put up walls towards opening up to life, embracing lack of control, right? Embracing your new journey, embracing redirections. It can be hard, right? But it's important to keep in mind the idea and the option and the concept of growth, right? And change, and how it is inevitable and is always happening, regardless of whether or not you recognize it. Change is always taking place. The ebb and flow is always happening. And so it's less about getting mad at the ebb and flow and getting mad at how things are happening and the ups and downs and the redirections, etc., and more about realizing and actualizing how you're going to interact with them, right? How you can work with them instead of against them, because they're not against you, they're with you. So it's about adapting your mindset to life, right? Adapting how you interact with life and your circumstances instead of letting circumstances control you, right? It gives us more power, especially when we feel like we don't have any. It can definitely be hard to trust the journey because you don't necessarily know where it's taking you. You don't necessarily know what's going to happen next, especially on new journeys, right? And taking new directions. But it's okay to experience doubt and fear, right? It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to doubt your journey. It's okay to have questions. But the thing here is, you just want to be balanced in your approach and you want to seek balance in your emotions. Our emotions definitely help us navigate our way through life. And so if we're not good in our emotions, well, we're going to be imbalanced in life, right? And so that's why it's important to balance out your emotions, right? You feel doubt and fear. Okay, feel that doubt and fear, but then balance it out by questioning why you feel it, right? By transforming and changing the narrative of that doubt and fear, of reassuring that doubt and fear, of having compassion for that doubt and fear, right? Seek balance in those emotions. Don't be too much in the negative, right? But don't be too much in the positive. Be in the neutral, mutual sort of space so that you're able to level things out. Because just as quickly as things are up, they can go down. Just as quickly as things are down, they can go up, right? You never know. And, you know, when you do this, you're able to focus on you, right? Get the focus back on you and how you feel and where you're at and what you want to do and where you want to be, instead of, again, giving too much power over to life. And when you do this, you will get to the destination that you are trying to reach. You're always going to get where you are meant to be. Even if it's not where you think you're meant to be, where you're meant to be, you are in this current moment. Watching this video, that's where you're meant to be. So trust that you will get to your destination. Like a GPS, you put the destination into the map, right? And it'll tell you an ETA, it'll tell you direction. So you're driving, but let's say you're driving and the detour that is on the road is not actually on the GPS. What does a GPS do, right? If you take the other turn that follows the detour, the GPS will edit, right? Or sometimes you'll even have roads or things that are not on the GPS that are in the real life, or vice versa. Something's on the GPS, but it's not in real life. And you have to just adjust, right? You may have to make different turns and do things that you didn't think you were going to do. You're like, oh, but I always go this way. Well, this way, today there's a detour. Well, this way, today the road's closed off and the GPS didn't say that. So now you got to figure it out, right? And so it's just trusting that you will get there. And right when that happens, you say, oh, no, I'm not going to go anymore. Oh, no, I'm never going to find the place. Oh, no, the place doesn't exist. No, because the place does exist, right? It's just a matter of redirecting the energy, of redirecting yourself on how to get there and being open to a different way. Does that mean because you go a different way, you're not going to get there? No. May it take a little bit longer? Yes. May it be shorter? Yes. Right? You never know until you're in the car on the way and boom, roadblock, boom, redirection, boom, detour. And so, surprise, right? It's full of surprises. And that's why it's like release control, right? Because when we're so focused on it has to be this way, you're not going to be open to getting there another way. And then in some cases, you might turn around because you're like, damn, no, right? But why do that when you can just go through the detour and still get there, right? Stubbornness. I got to work on it. I know you probably do too. And so just because it's not looking like it go and so just because it's not looking like it's not just because it's not looking like it's going your way, that does not mean it's not going your way. It is. Like the GPS analogy I just said, right? Like the roller coaster analogy from the beginning. Just because the roller coaster may not feel like what you saw on the outside when you were in line, does that mean the roller coaster ain't right? No. Right? Are you still going to get back to the beginning safely? Yes. Right? Of course, we're ignoring Final Destination vibes, but like, you know what I mean. Just because the GPS said, okay, let's put in the destination, you put in the destination, and it says XYZ, you get in the car, and there's detours. Does that mean the place that you're trying to get to doesn't exist? Does that mean you're never going to get there? No. Does it mean you may have to go another way and it may look different than what you thought? Yeah. But are you still going to get there? Yes. And so, life is really just about enjoying life, embracing the journey, and trusting the process. And those are some of the ways that you can learn to trust the process, right? Embrace growth, embrace being uncomfortable, be okay with the duality of life, understand that it's always going to be dualistic. There is never a point where you're only going to exist in highs, you're only going to exist in lows, right? And it's about your mindset, how you are thinking of things, how you are framing things, and the ways that you are open to believing and seeing things, right? Because again, a lot of life is just about perspective. It's about how you're perceiving it, and it's about how you're understanding it. And if you're open to understanding it, gratitude and God wanted us to know is a very big part of the journey, right? What can you be grateful for today and every other day on your journey, right? How can you incorporate more gratitude into your life, right? Maybe when you get into bed at the end of the night, think of something you're grateful for, right? Uh, think of what happened that day or has happened in your life thus far that has gotten you to a place where you feel good, right? About your job, about where you live, about the person you are, etc., right? Whatever it is for you. And so that is the end of this video, guys. I hope this was able to help you because honestly, it's really helped me. But I will see you on the next video. Please like, comment, and or subscribe. I want to hear from you guys. You guys are a little bit quiet sometimes. It's okay. No pressure. But I'm here for you, right? Definitely reach out to me. My social medias are Duds Kira. So stay in touch with me and I'll stay in touch with you, and I will see you. I will see you on my next video.